Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is you're the chosen one. The scripture comes from Psalms 105 and 39. He spread a cloud to cover them and fire to give them light by night. They asked, and he brought them quail, and with bread from heaven he satisfied them. He cleft the rock, and the water gushed forth. It flowed through the dry lands like a stream. For he remembered his holy word to his servant Abraham, and he led forth his people with joy, with shouts of joy, his chosen ones. Baby, y'all already know I'm smiling because y'all already know when I give a message, like, I received that message, I think, yesterday sometime or this morning. And I just popped open the Bible and started to read the scripture God told me to read. And yeah, so for whoever this is for, God says he chose you. 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 And for somebody, there may be people that are upset that he chose you. But that's okay. It don't matter. He chose you. They may feel some kind of way that he chose you, but he chose you. Regardless if God chose you to break some curses, if God chose you to release yourself. I feel like for somebody, there were curses. God said it was curses put on you when you were a baby. There were curses that were put on you when you were an infant. And whoever put these curses upon you, they never imagined that you would be able to break these curses, but you did. They never imagined that you would be free from these curses, but you are. They never imagined the day would come that it's like, and I hear God said for this person, it is a nightmare to them because they just knew that these curses would it would be a stronghold. They meant for this to be a stronghold upon your life. They meant for this to be something that you would never be break free from this. They thought that you would never break free from this. And I just feel like I hear God saying it's some kind of tradition. And this is not a tradition of God. This is an evil tradition that they put upon you. And they aren't just mad over the fact that you are breaking the curses. They are not just mad that you have broken free from these curses, but they are mad that it is you who broke free from these curses. This is even the person that put the curse upon you, somebody put the curse upon them. They carried on putting the curse upon other people. And they, like, for whoever you are, and it's not to this is not to hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody feel any kind of way, but you are not this person's favorite. For some of you, you not only not their favorite, you are their least favorite. And this is somebody, they despise you. And they despise the fact that you have broken these curses. They are angry with the fact that God chose you. You are someone, this person looks at you, and they have put forth so much effort to ensure that you wouldn't prosper. They put forth so much effort to ensure that you would never get married. They wanted to ensure that you would never get married. They wanted to ensure that you would never be happy. They wanted to make sure that you never had any children. They wanted to make sure that you never got a good job. And if you did get a good job, they put forth every effort they could to get you fired from that job. They put forth all the effort they could to get you, if you wanted to start a business, they put their foot out to make you fall. They wanted to trip you because they didn't want that to prosper. They have done everything in their power to, it's kind of like they got a pitchfork and they're trying to push you towards the fire that they want you. They want you in that curse, and they trying to pitchfork you into that curse. God says it will not come to pass, and it will not come to pass because he chose you to break the curse. For some of you, this person was supposed to break this curse, but they couldn't do it. For some of you, this person was supposed to stop the curse. So this is a situation where, this person was not supposed to carry on this tradition. Like I said, this curse was put upon them when they were born. And they carried on by putting it up on you. But God said he spoke to them and told them not to do that. They did it anyways. And God is saying it backfired on them. Instead of you receiving the curse, okay, it backfired on them. It went back to them. They thought that the curse was going to stick on you. But as as you have grown in life, as you have moved forward in life, they are seeing how the curse is not sticking up on you. They are seeing how the curse, it doesn't fit you. And it could be so like the curse, like I said, for somebody, this is a curse up on your finances and it's not working. They put a curse up on your finances. They wanted you to never be able to find a job. Yeah, you are prospering. They wanted you to never be able to start a business, but you have started a business and you're flourishing. They wanted you to never get married. They wanted you to never have love. They wanted you to never know what love is. And God is saying that in reality, you will experience these things because you are his chosen one. Like God says, he spread a cloud to cover them and fire to give them light by night. They asked and he brought them quail. And with bread from heaven, he satisfied them. God says for whoever you are, God feeds you when you are hungry. Anytime you cry out to God and you say that you're hungry, you don't even know where it comes from, but you eat. Anytime that you feel as though it's too hot outside and you need to find some shade, God moves a cloud over you to ensure that you're comfortable. God says that he makes sure that at nighttime, even when you are in dark times, even when you are going through a dark time, and 9 out of 10, the dark times that you have experienced in your life, this person, they manufactured this. But even when this person manufactured dark times for you, even when this person put forth effort to I feel like they sent you towards your enemies. They sent the enemies towards you. They manipulated things and they manipulated people to try to, once again, pitchfork. They trying to push you into that curse. God says that he lights a flame for you in dark times. You be in a dark time and you just getting all kind of blessings and all kind of gifts. You are the kind of person that even while this person was putting forth effort to sabotage your business and sabotage your job and sabotage your relationships, you still didn't go hungry. You still wasn't cold. You still wasn't I just feel like you were always at peace. This is somebody, you're always happy. You always have peace. You always have calmness. You are not, it doesn't matter what they do. They just simply cannot get you into that flame. And they are frustrated. They cannot get you into that flame. God said what they don't see is the curse that they put up on you, it didn't stick to you. It went right back to them. They thought they cursed you. They thought they cursed you. Some of y'all, this person been orchestrating things since you were a child. God likes, but some of y'all, you experienced abuse as a child. You experienced this abuse because this person whispered into people's ears, telling them to do things to you, telling them to mistreat you, telling them to be mean to you, telling them to do all these awful things to you. And God said that even though you may have went through those things, I'm thinking about, what's the movie? The Harry Potter, how Harry Potter and Voldemort went through similar things as a child. They were both orphans. They were both mistreated as children. They both didn't have any friends. They both didn't have much money. They both didn't have much clothes. They both went through very hard times. Voldemort grew up to become a monster and Harry Potter grew up to save the world. And I just feel like, and I already know that it's going to be 20 people saying about the movie. I'm not saying go and watch the movie. Nor am I saying that I'm about to watch the movie. But I'm not going to lie and sit here and act like I didn't watch that movie when I was 12. Anyways. The point of the matter is these two people, they both grew up in the same kind of way. Like they both grew up having the same backgrounds. They both grew up going through hardships. However, one person allowed what they went through to overtake them. I'm also being reminded of the movie, What is that movie? It is a movie. I'm thinking about the slogan of the movie, Keep Moving Forward. But I forgot the name of the actual movie. But it's about the little boy. He's an orphan and he's at the orphanage and he's really sad because he's keeping count of how many parents that he's met that denied him. And, he has a roommate. Once again, another little boy, really sad. But he's also sad because the roommate that he has is an inventor and he stays up all night inventing things. And it drives him crazy because he can't do what he want to do. Now, the point of the movie is his enemy, who was his roommate, the only reason he became his enemy is because he ended up losing a baseball game and his team was mad at him that day. And instead of him letting it go and saying you lose some and you win some and carrying on with his life, he harbored this anger inside of him. And they show a memory of him walking through the hallways and everybody is saying, "Hi, Goob, I like your binder. Hi, Goob, I like your outfit. Oh, I think that's cool. Do you want to come to my party?" And he spoke over when he was reminded himself of the memory. He said, "They all hated me." And when you watch the movie, you like, hold on a second. Meanwhile, the scientist, he have every reason to be sad. Every reason to be sad. He then went from parent to parent to parent trying to find a good home, and he just didn't fit with them. And I couldn't imagine like the pain that he felt, going, and he's thinking to himself, okay, I'm finally going to have a family. I'm finally going to be adopted. Somebody is finally going to love me. And then when he meets them, they turn him down for one reason or another. That is heartache, especially for a child. But he grew up. He finally got adopted. Okay, and it's just like I'm being reminded of the last message, how God said you don't have to do a lot of work to when it's time for you to meet your person. Because when he finally met his adoptive parents, his adoptive parent was a scientist that came to judge the school fair, and she saw what he invented, and she found out he was an orphan and adopted him, and they moved him into the house, and this movie is about he made a time machine and his adult self made a time machine and his son came back to warn him that his enemy, like I really don't have time for that to explain the entire the entire movie. But anywho, basically, like, he got to glimpse into his future as a child, and the way that his life looks didn't match his future, because he went on to be like the inventor of the future. Like, he invented so many things. His inventions helped the world. It changed the world. And, if he would have allowed the experience of those, I think it was like over 200 parents that he saw that denied him. If he would have allowed that to bring him down, then he could have he wouldn't have changed the world. It wouldn't have been what it was. But he didn't allow that to change him. Meanwhile, his roommate allowed all of the evil thought that nobody likes me, everybody hates me. He is like letting this one bad day. He had one bad day and he allowed it to harbor and take over his life for his whole life, and ended up being a villain. He wanted to destroy the world for everybody because he's so angry with the world. But in reality, the world wasn't even treating him that way. I'm saying this to say, for somebody, you were in an experience where these things were manipulated to happen to you. These things happen to you. Bad things happen to you. You went through a very traumatizing childhood. You went through a traumatizing teenage years. You had trauma all throughout your life. But you do not hold on to the trauma. You don't allow that to harbor inside of you. You don't allow that to turn you into a cold, evil person. You don't allow that to make you say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do evil. I'm going to go ahead and practice wickedness. I'm going to go ahead and, it's kind of like, and if you were to do that, you would be giving into the curse. And they keep trying to pitchfork you into the curse, but you're not giving in. Because even if something bad happens to you, you just say it is what it is and keep it pushing. You say it is what it is. And that's just like, that was his slogan, keep moving forward. Even if something bad happened, keep moving forward. They said that the family was having dinner in the future tense, and they were trying to make peanut butter and jelly, which was his first invention, a peanut butter and jelly machine. And he was trying to fix it, but instead of it jammed, and he was trying to fix it, and instead of fixing it, it broke, and he got upset. And he was really frustrated, and everybody said, why are you so mad? You failed. And when you failed, that means that you learn. And if you learn, that means next time you can succeed. I don't know who this is for, but God said every time you fail, you say, that's all right. You pat yourself on the back. You keep pushing. You keep moving forward. You're not going to allow that one time that you failed to harbor over your whole life. You're not going to assist. Well, you know what? Something bad happened this time, and then it was bad that, and then that was bad, and that was bad. You say, you know what it is. That's just not the person for me. Maybe it's not meant for me to work there. Maybe that's not the business that I need to go down. Maybe I went the wrong route, and you allow God to move you and position you to where he wants you to be. And you will not allow yourself to be pitchforked into this curse, because you were chosen to break it. You were chosen to break it. God says, and he led forth his people with joy, with shouts of joy, his chosen ones. God, anytime any kind of pain tries to come in and overtake you, God removes it. He yanks it from you, and he allows you to carry on in peace. He allows you to carry on with a smile on your face. He allows you to walk around joyful. He allows you to walk around in happiness. Anytime anybody try to come to you to bring you down and try to say, oh, well, you ain't gonna never, and oh, you always this, and oh, you always that. They want to come around. They want to call you all these awful names. God says, rebuke them, rebuke them, rebuke them. You rebuke them and you keep it pushing. You rebuke them and you keep it pushing. It don't matter how they feel about it. It don't matter how mad they get, regardless of what it's about. Maybe they try to tell you, oh, well, you're not smart enough to go to school for that. Oh, well, I don't know what you're going to do if you're not smart enough to go to school for that. You're going to have to find some other kind of job options, or you're going to have to do this. You don't listen to them. You don't allow them to talk you into that curse. You say, well, you know what? Maybe that's not for me, but it don't mean that I got to do that. It means that I need to find something else to do. It means that I need to sort out my options and try again. And if somebody, you didn't, maybe you are you're bad with relationships. This person is manipulating your relationships. They are the ones that are standing there destroying your relationships. But when it ends, they try to talk you in, maybe it's not meant for you to be married. Maybe you will never get a husband. I don't think you're ever going to find love. I think it's something wrong with you. You say, get behind me, Satan, and you keep moving. Maybe that person wasn't the one for me. That was another counterfeit. It's okay. I learned my lesson. And you keep it pushing. It's no reason to stay there and sulk. This is somebody, they want you to sulk around and get all sad and mopey and be crying all day. But you ain't got time for that, because God has you on a path. Just like it said, he spread a cloud to cover them and fire to give them light by night. Even when you're going through dark times, God is there. Even when you are going through it, God is there. They asked and he brought them quail and bread from heaven. He satisfied them. This is somebody, they may be trying to force you to do something in order to get food. They want you to do something in order to eat. But God says he don't want you doing that. And because he don't want you doing that, he gonna make sure you eat every day. He gonna make sure you satisfied every day. Not only will you eat, but you'll be satisfied, and there'll be something left over. God said he cleft the rock and the water gushed forth. It flowed through the dry lands like a stream. Every time this person come forth trying to stop you from doing something, trying to slow you down, trying to put a stump on your progress, they try to put a red stop sign in front of you, God moves it right on out the way. God says this, they're trying to make you a desert. They're trying to make you a dry land. They're trying to make you into, they're trying to make all these things, but God said, no, it shall not be. It shall not be. He moved all that out the way. He flushes. What does it say? It gushed through. It gushed through the stream. The water gushed through and it flowed through the dry lands like a stream. God says you are not going to have to worry about these things. You are suffering only endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. God says you don't even have to deal with being in suffering for a night. For whoever you are chosen by God. You are chosen by God. You are chosen by God. Somebody may be upset. They trying to get you to go into that curse. It's not going to work. God said that curse is not sticking on you because he chose you to break it. Period. He chose you to break the curse. He chose you to break the curse. He chose you to break the curse. This is somebody, not only is the curse not going to stick on you, but you are not in return going to turn around and put it on nobody else because God chose you to break the curse. It's done. It's finished. And whatever demon that had control of the territory, and regardless if this is family, friends, whatever it is, that demon is upset because they want that territory. But God said he chose you to break the curse. The curse is up. The gig is up. It's finished. It's done. God said you have that keep moving forward mentality inside of you. He put that inside of you. You're not about to turn into a monster and try to destroy everybody. You are not you're not going around moping and crying and being depressed and sad about everything. You're not going around trying to tell people that they, what he was doing, going around trying to tell people that they can't do this and they can't do that. You're not trying to control nobody. You're not trying to have no kind of strongholds on anybody. You're not trying to push evil ideas on anybody. All you are doing is moving forward in God. You are moving forward in Christ. God says it is not meant for that curse to fall upon you, and it's not gonna. It's not gonna. It's not gonna. And he gave them lands of the nations, and they took what the peoples had toiled for, that they might keep his statutes and observe his laws. God says he is going to push you to where he wants you to be. You will receive the blessings God has for you. And it's not just because it's deeper than that. God said he wants you to break this curse. And there is someone that is trying to make you feel like you will not receive anything unless you do what the curse wants you to, unless you do what the evil spirits want you to do, and unless you fall into what they want you to do. But God says he is going to give you everything and more. Just like, he's giving you food whenever you need it. He'll give you water if you're thirsty. He'll ensure that you have the money that you need. Whatever it is that you need, God is providing that for you because he called you. He chose you to break that curse. He asked them to break it. They didn't want to. That's their business. God says they came and they tried to put the curse on you and it did not work. He said what he said and he meant what he said. Just because they used their free will and ignored God and carried on, proceeded to attempt to put that curse on you, don't mean it's going to stick. He said not this one. He said no more curses. He said the line of curses ends here, and he meant what he said. That's the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.